Come bank with your friends and neighbors at Charter Bank. Celebrating 25 years this year, Charter Bank appreciates the trust placed in us to allow us to serve our communities for years to come. With 4 locations in Johnston, Grimes, Waukene, and Ankeny, Charter Bank is staying active in our community on and off the field. From checking and business accounts to consumer and business loans, Charter Bank offers a full line of loans and products to fit your needs.
Charter Bank is 100% locally owned with prompt local decision making, and this year we are celebrating our 25th anniversary in helping our communities thrive.
As we celebrate 25 years in business this year, Charter Bank appreciates the trust placed in us and where that trust will allow us to serve our communities for years to come.
Chart your success with Charter Bank.
Chart your success with Charter Bank.
Chart your success with Charter Bank. Chart your success with Charter Bank.
Chart your success with Charter Bank.
Chart your success with Charter Bank.
We are Charter Bank.
Come bank with your friends and neighbors at Charter Bank. Celebrating 25 years this year, Charter Bank appreciates the trust placed in us to allow us to serve our communities for years to come. With 4 locations in Johnston, Grimes, Waukene, and Ankeny, Charter Bank is staying active in our community on and off the field. From checking and business accounts to consumer and business loans, Charter Bank offers a full line of loans and products to fit your needs.
Charter Bank is 100% locally owned with prompt local decision making, and this year we are celebrating our 25th anniversary in helping our communities thrive.
As we celebrate 25 years in business this year, Charter Bank appreciates the trust placed in us and where that trust will allow us to serve our communities for years to come.
Chart your success with Charter Bank.
Chart your success with Charter Bank.
Chart your success with Charter Bank. Chart your success with Charter Bank.
Chart your success with Charter Bank.
Chart your success with Charter Bank.
We are Charter Bank.
Patrick Mahomes, quarterback, Kansas City.
Travis Kelce, tight end, Kansas City.
Isaiah, meat manager, Hy-Vee.
At Hy-Vee, we hand select our beef, choosing only the finest cattle from the Midwest, which guarantees you get the most flavorful choice and prime steaks. So, for the best beef around,
Leave it to the pros.
Grimes 1112 Concert Band, and the Johnston High School Wind Symphony. We are also privileged to welcome our special guest, composer Dr. Andrew Boyson Jr. from the University of New Hampshire. My name is Ryan Woods. I'm the principal here at Johnston High School, and I'm honored to be part of today's event. Please make sure you take some time to read the digital program by scanning the QR code given to you at the door. The concert this afternoon will feature performances by both bands, followed by a very special presentation of the world premiere of Anna's Gift by Dr. Andrew Boyson and the combined band. Our concert will begin with the Dallas Winter Grimes 1112 Concert Band under the direction of Mr. Alex Geringer. Their selections are As Summer Was Just Beginning by Larry Dane, High School Wind Symphony under the direction of Mr. Jason Heron. They will be performing Tribute by Travis J. Cross and a tribute to silent films by Ricky Young. Please welcome the Johnston High School Wind Symphony. next performance will be the combined bands as they present the world premiere of Anna's Gift, commissioned by the Dallas Center Grimes Friends of Fine Arts Organization and the Johnston Band Parents Association. In September of 2020, Anna Gearin was diagnosed with a bilateral thalamic glioma tumor affecting both sides of the thalamus in her brain. She underwent oral chemotherapy while receiving proton radiation treatments at the Mayo Clinic. Although treatments went well and signs looked positive, what doctors could not see was the tumor mutating and moving through her brain where scans could not detect. The tumor moved to her brain stem gradually, taking away all her motor skills and confining her to a bed. Anna passed away on May 7, 2022, at the age of 15. Anna attended Dallas Center Grimes and would have graduated this spring. She was active in cross country, soccer, band, and choir. After she passed away, Craig Crilly, former Dallas Center Grimes band director and current Johnston band director, and colleague Bonnie Ide announced at their spring concert the desire to commission a piece of music in Anna's memory. Coincidentally, the following week, at their spring concert, the Johnston band class of 2022 announced their desire to do the same. Together, in conjunction with the Dallas Center Grimes Friends of Fine Arts and the Johnston Band Parents Association, the commission project was started. 3 years later, we will make this vision a reality. Please take a moment to read the program notes of the piece in your digital program. With us today is the composer of Anna's Gift, Dr. Andrew Boyson Jr. Dr. Boyson is presently a professor in the music department at the University of New Hampshire, where he conducts the Wind Symphony and teaches conducting and composition. Dr. Boyson earned his Doctoral of Music Arts degree in wind conducting at Eastman School of Music, where he served as conductor of the Eastman Wind Orchestra and assistant conductor of the Eastman Wind Ensemble. He received his Master of Music degree in wind conducting from Northwestern University in 1993 and his Bachelor of Music degree in music education and music composition from the University of Iowa in 1991. In 2022, Dr. Boyson conducted the Iowa All-State Band, of which Jason Heron and his father and Johnston band director served as an assistant to the All-State chair. It was from that experience, when Jason was asked to select a composer, that he reached out to Dr. Boyson to write the piece. To speak more about the music, please welcome to the stage Dr. Andrew Boyson Jr.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, cool to see them all come together on the stage this afternoon and rehearse for a couple of hours together, and even from the first notes together, it was really quite good. But then the progress they made as they started to get used to playing together was just wonderful to see and to hear. In any case, I'm honored to be here and to be part of this celebration for Anna. As was just mentioned, Jason and I got to know each other at the 2021 Iowa All-State, and it was a little less than a year later that he reached out to me with an email asking me to do this piece. And over the course of the next year or so, he sent me a few emails and some pictures of Anna, and at different times he would think about it. And I remember one of them was at the next year's All-State, and he thought about it right in that moment and emailed me right from there. With stories telling me about her. And we talked a lot about the piece and what the piece might be. And we talked a lot, and I hope you do take a moment to read some of Jason's words are in the program note there, and he said it much more eloquently than I could ever. She was just such a wonderful, positive force of energy, and he elaborated on that quite a bit, and we wanted that to be the focus of the piece. But as we talked, it also became apparent that the cancer had to be part of this piece too, the toll that it took on her and on her family. We talked about both see as that final release for her from what she went through. The melodic material, the melodies you'll hear, are almost all drawn from her name, actually. There's a method lots of composers have used over the years of taking the alphabet, the musical alphabet, A through G, and then putting H under A and just continuing. And then you can spell words. You can use it. So in this case, Anna turns out to be A-G-G-A. So you'll hear that happen sometimes very obviously. The drop down and begin back up. But it actually forms the basis of all the melodies and a lot of the harmonic understanding of the piece as well. So she's really present throughout the work. Thank you so much again for allowing me to be here today and to share in the celebration. And I'm delighted.
Before we play, I just would like to give some thank yous and say a few things publicly. First of all, thank you to the Dallas Underground and Johnston School District for supporting today's concert. Thank you, Alec and the students from UCG and your families for giving up your Sunday afternoon to be here. And of course, our students have, they look a little sleepy. They had prom last night. And yet they're still here, so we're very, very thankful for that. Jeremy Fitzpatrick, our speech and drama director, our musical opens in 2 weeks, and he was very accommodating in scheduling the musical when we decided to do this 3 years ago, and making sure that we had an open weekend, and of course giving us stage time with all the set work and stuff. So we're super thankful for his accommodations there. Randy, his live stream crew are at all of our things, and they're top notch all the time. Zach and Craig for helping with the equipment and all the other in-school logistics. And of course, thank you to Craig and Bonnie, Friends of Fine Arts, Steve Keller, the Johnston Band Class of 22, who I see many of you here. So thank you for being here, and we'll see that it means a lot to have you here. And our Johnston Band Parents Association for presenting this beautiful gift. Thank you, Andy, for coming and arranging your schedule to be here, but also for this remarkable piece. It went out better than I could imagine. Rachel, Riley, and Emily Autumn for your support, advice, and help in planning this event and just dealing with me at home. Thank you to all of our friends, colleagues, school administrators who are here, and of course all those family and friends who are here to support and listen to this piece. And of course, those of you that are here over live stream, many families listening over live stream, even great-grandmother listening today too, Amanda. So thank you to everybody for continuing to support her and share her memory. I just want to draw your attention to her foundation. If you haven't had an opportunity already, we would be grateful for anyone to donate and support Anna's foundation. You might have seen the stuff outside the auditorium. You can choose to scan QR codes or donate physically that, and they're all, it's all very welcome and appreciated. We know there's many organizations that raise money for cancer research, and there's no question that money is put to be used as the survival rate of cancer patients continues to rise. The quest for a cure for all cancer is ongoing, and it's going to be an ongoing event for a long time, and all of that we need to support. But also there needs to be more support that will directly affect families going through cancer treatments. And when Rachel and I started in this foundation, we decided we wanted to be able to directly also provided our family with experiences to make memories with Anna. And not only did this take away a financial burden, but it took away a mental burden to us as well, which allowed us to concentrate on Anna and the other members of our family and spend as much time together as we could. So through this foundation, we hope to give back to places that gave to us. The Children's Cancer Connection, Kids Cancer Squad, Ronald McDonald House, Make-A-Wish, Lake Children's Hospital, Mayo Clinic, and as well, we want to reach out to other families and help lift their burdens, as many of you that are here today did for us. And so we want to make sure that those things we're giving back to that. We'd also like to support things in Little Rock. Anna, if you knew Anna well, she loved her school and her church and food and animals. And so we plan to support those entities through these gifts as well. So thank you all for being here and being part of this. And hope you enjoy.
who made this special occasion possible today. Thank you all so much for being here to share in it. Have a wonderful night. Safe travels home. Thank you so much.